Chosen one, your secret test is over. Heaven's reward comes tonight. Stop scrolling. Feel that quickening in your chest, that pulse racing through your veins. That's not coincidence. That's destiny knocking, not with a whisper but with a thunderous roar. You didn't stumble upon this message. This moment found you, hand-picked by the Creator before the stars were hung in the sky. Tonight, before the clock strikes midnight, everything you've endured, the tears, the closed doors, the sleepless nights, will be revealed as the sacred forge that shaped you for this divine hour. You're not here by accident. You're standing at the edge of a breakthrough so powerful it will echo through generations. But hear this. Heaven's reward demands your response. Will you claim it? Or will you let this moment slip into the shadows? Stay with me, chosen one, because the next 60 minutes will rewrite your story forever. Picture a vast, ancient battlefield, shrouded in mist, where every trial you faced was a clash not against you, but for you. Every moment you felt abandoned, every time you questioned why your prayers seemed to vanish into silence, God was weaving a masterpiece. Your struggles weren't punishment, they were preparation. Like gold refined in fire, your pain has burned away the ordinary, leaving behind a vessel ready for extraordinary purpose. The Bible declares in Romans 8:28, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." That's you, chosen one. Your setbacks were not random. They were divine assignments, sculpting you into the answer to someone's prayer, the key to someone's freedom, the spark for a revival that will outlive you. This video unveils a unique truth. Your deepest struggles were not just tests. They were secret training grounds for the reward heaven is releasing tonight. Let's talk about why you're here, right now, feeling that stir in your soul. You've carried burdens others couldn't see, a heaviness that clung to you in crowded rooms, a longing for purpose that kept you awake when the world slept. Maybe you've watched others walk through doors that seemed locked to you. Maybe you've prayed for breakthroughs that arrived for everyone else but you. But hear this. Every closed door was God's protection, not his rejection. Every unanswered prayer was him saying, "Not yet, but soon." Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, locked in a dungeon for years. Genesis 50:20 reveals his revelation, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Those years of pain weren't wasted. They positioned him to save nations. Your story mirrors his, the loneliness, the betrayals, the moments you felt forgotten. They were forging you into someone unbreakable, someone heaven could trust with a purpose so vast it required this preparation. Now, imagine a radiant scroll unfurling in the courts of heaven, your name written in golden ink, glowing with divine promise. That scroll isn't a dream, it's your destiny, sealed before time began. Ephesians 1:4 proclaims, "He chose us in him before the creation of the world." Before you took your first breath, God saw this moment. He saw you standing here, weary but not defeated, wounded but not broken, ready to step into the reward he's been preparing. But here's the urgency. This reward isn't automatic. Heaven's clock is ticking, and tonight is your divine deadline. Isaiah 55:6 warns, "Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near." This isn't just another night. This is your divine appointment, the moment when heaven leans in, waiting for your response. Will you hesitate? Or will you seize what's yours? Let's address the weight you're carrying. Maybe it's a financial burden that feels like it's crushing your spirit. Maybe it's a relationship fractured by years of misunderstanding. Maybe it's a dream you buried because the world told you it was impossible. I see you, chosen one. I see the nights you've cried out, God, where are you? I see the scars you hide, the doubts you wrestle with. But here's the truth the enemy doesn't want you to know. Those struggles were your secret test. Every time you chose faith over despair. Every time you prayed through the silence. Every time you refused to give up. You were passing a test. Heaven was watching. And tonight the results are in. Your test is over. Your reward is here. Psalm 35 declares, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." Your morning has arrived, chosen one, and it's brighter than you can imagine. Let me share a story about Maria, a single mother from a small town in Ohio. For years she worked 2 jobs, barely making ends meet, praying for a breakthrough to provide for her children. Doors slammed in her face, promotions denied, applications rejected. She felt invisible, forgotten. But one night, after hearing a message like this, she felt a spark of hope. Instead of giving up, she took a small step. She enrolled in an online course to learn a new skill, trusting God to open a path. Within 6 months, she landed a job that doubled her income, allowing her to move her family into a safer home. Maria's story isn't a fairy tale. It's a testament to what happens when you act on faith, even when the path isn't clear. Your story could be next, chosen one, but it starts with a decision tonight. If this message is stirring your soul, if you feel that divine spark igniting, consider supporting this ministry through super thanks below. Your generosity helps us reach more chosen ones standing at their own crossroads, searching for hope. But whether you give or simply receive, know this: your presence here is no accident. Heaven orchestrated this moment. Now, let's talk about what's holding you back. Maybe it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. Fear is a liar, chosen one. It's a phantom guard the enemy has placed at the door of your destiny. But 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That fear you feel, it's not from God. It's a signal that you're on the verge of something massive. The enemy only fights what threatens him. Your breakthrough is his defeat. Let's get practical. Your reward is waiting, but it requires action. Here are 3 specific steps to position yourself for heaven's promise tonight. First, write down one goal you've been delaying. A dream, a project, a step of faith. Put it on paper, make it real, and commit to taking one action toward it this week. Second, reach out to someone you need to forgive or reconnect with. Send that text, make that call, or write that letter. Healing starts with a single step. Third, start that project you've been postponing. Whether it's a ministry, a business idea, or a creative pursuit, take one tangible action today. Register a domain, sketch a plan, or share your vision with a trusted friend. These steps aren't random. They're bridges between your current reality and God's promise. Commit to them and watch heaven move. Now, imagine standing before a radiant door, your name carved in gold, pulsing with divine light. That door isn't locked. It's waiting for you to turn the handle. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. Every struggle you faced was building the courage to open it. Think of David, a shepherd boy facing Goliath. 1 Samuel 17:45 shows his boldness. You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. David didn't wait for perfect conditions. He acted in faith, and a giant fell. Your giants, doubt, fear, lack, are trembling tonight because your faith is rising. This is your spiritual awakening, your moment to claim the divine purpose God wrote into your life. Let's talk about hope. The world calls it naive, but biblical hope is a weapon. Hebrews 11:1 defines it. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see. Hope isn't wishing, it's trusting God's promises over your pain. When Abraham was called to father nations at 75, his body was as good as dead, yet he hoped against hope. Romans 4:18. Your hope isn't weakness, it's your compass, pointing you to this moment. Maybe you've buried your hope under layers of disappointment, but tonight it's time to dig it up. That dream you thought was dead, it's a seed ready to burst forth. That prayer you stopped praying, it's been collected in heaven's vault, ready to pour out as blessing. Let's address the lie that's kept you stuck. The lie that you're not enough. Maybe the world labeled you too old, too broken, too ordinary, but God calls you chosen, restored, extraordinary. Look at Moses, 80 years old, a fugitive with a speech impediment. Yet God used him to part the Red Sea. Exodus 4:10 shows his doubt. I am slow of speech and tongue. But God's response? I will help you speak and will teach you what to do. Your limitations are where God's power shines brightest. That addiction you're battling, it's not your identity. It's a chain God's breaking. That financial struggle, it's not your future. It's a test you're passing. That broken relationship, it's not your end. It's a bridge God's rebuilding. Picture a river, steady and strong, carving through mountains over centuries. Your life is that river, chosen one. Every obstacle you faced has shaped you, not to limit you, but to deepen your capacity for God's purpose. The enemy tried to dam that river, but tonight the floodgates are opening. Zechariah 4:6 declares, not by might nor by power, but by my Spirit, says the Lord Almighty. Your breakthrough doesn't depend on your strength. It depends on your surrender. Surrender the doubts, the fears, the excuses. Step into the flow of God's plan and watch mountains move. Let me tell you about James, a carpenter from Georgia. At 45, he felt stuck. His business barely surviving, his marriage strained. He'd prayed for years, but nothing changed. One evening, he heard a message like this and felt God nudge him to act. He took 3 steps. He wrote a business plan to expand his small workshop, called his wife to apologize for past arguments, and started mentoring young men in his community. Within a year, his business tripled, his marriage healed, and his mentorship program grew into a local ministry. James didn't wait for a perfect moment. He created it with faith. Your steps can do the same. Now let's confront the urgency. This isn't just another message, it's heaven's final call for this season. Revelation 3:8 says, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. That door is open now, but it won't stay open forever. Like Noah, who had one window to build the ark, or Esther, who had one moment to save her people, you have this moment. Miss it, and you may wander like the Israelites, who turned an 11-day journey into 40 years. Deuteronomy 1:2-3. Don't let fear write your story. Your secret test, every trial, every tear, was building the faith to step through this door. Heaven's reward isn't just provision or healing. It's purpose, legacy, impact that will outlive you. If this is resonating, if you feel the weight of this divine moment, type I claim my reward tonight in the comments again. Your words are a declaration, sealing your commitment to God's plan. Share this with someone who's been waiting for their breakthrough, because your action could be their awakening. And if you're moved, consider a super thanks to help this message reach more chosen ones. Your support isn't just financial, it's a partnership in God's work. Let's talk about what's on the other side of this door. It's not just a blessing, it's a transformation. Picture yourself walking into a room where every prayer you've ever prayed is answered. Not as you imagined, but better. Ephesians 3:20 promises, God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. That business idea you've shelved, it's a kingdom strategy waiting to employ others. That ministry you've doubted, it's a revival ready to ignite. That relationship you've given up on, it's a testimony waiting to be written. But this transformation requires action. Remember those 3 steps. Write your goal, reconnect with someone, start your project. Don't add to them, just act on them. Faith without works is dead, James 2:17, but faith with action is unstoppable. Imagine a lighthouse, standing firm against crashing waves, its beam cutting through the darkest storm. That's you, chosen one. Your life, your faith, your story, they're a beacon for others lost in their own storms. The enemy wants you to dim your light, to believe you're insignificant. But Psalm 139:14 declares, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You're not a mistake. You're a miracle, crafted for this moment. Every struggle was shaping your beam, to shine brighter, to guide others home. Don't hide your light. Step through this door and let it blaze. Let's address the doubt whispering, what if I'm not ready? Moses wasn't ready. Gideon wasn't ready. Mary wasn't ready. But God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Your readiness isn't about perfection. It's about willingness. 1 Corinthians 1:27 says, God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things to shame the strong. Your weaknesses are His canvas. Your doubts are His opportunity. Your steps, those 3 actions, are your yes to His call. Write that goal, make that call, start that project. Heaven is watching, and your obedience is unlocking gates no man can shut. Now, picture a warrior, battle-scarred but standing tall, holding a key forged in the fires of trial. That's you, chosen one. That key fits the door before you, but it's not enough to hold it. You must use it. Every rejection, every loss, every moment you felt forsaken was shaping this key. The enemy thought he could break you, but he only made you stronger. Isaiah 61:3 promises, beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Your ashes are becoming a crown, your mourning is turning to joy, your heaviness is lifting into praise. But you must act. Write that goal. Reconnect with that person. Start that project. These steps are your key turning in the lock. Let's talk about legacy. This door doesn't just lead to your breakthrough, it leads to a legacy that will outlive you. Think of Harriet Tubman, who led 300 slaves to freedom, not because she was fearless, but because she acted despite fear. Her visions, once called disabilities, were divine downloads, guiding her path. Your struggles, your sensitivity, your burdens, they're not weaknesses. They're your divine downloads, preparing you to lead others to freedom. Your reward isn't just for you, it's for the generations waiting on your obedience. That business, that ministry, that reconciliation, they're not just yours, they're bridges for others to cross. As we near the end of this sacred hour, feel the atmosphere shifting. That weight on your shoulders, it's lifting. That fog in your mind, it's clearing. That door before you, it's wide open, glowing with heaven's light. But hear this. The enemy's final lie is that you can wait. He whispers, tomorrow will do. But Deuteronomy 1:8 thunders, see, I have given you this land. Go in and take possession. God isn't asking you to wait. He's commanding you to move. Your test is over. Your reward is here. Take those 3 steps. Write your goal, reconnect with someone, start your project. Don't delay. Heaven's clock is ticking, and this moment is yours. Chosen one, as you stand at this radiant door, its golden glow reflecting the promises etched in heaven's eternal registry, feel the pulse of divine urgency coursing through you. This isn't a moment to pause and ponder. It's a moment to move. The enemy's lie that you can delay, that tomorrow holds the same promise, is crumbling under the weight of God's truth. Deuteronomy 1:8 isn't just a verse, it's a divine command. See, I have given you this land. Go in and take possession. Your secret test, the years of struggle, the silent battles, the dreams deferred, has forged you for this precise hour. Heaven's reward isn't a distant hope, it's a present reality, waiting for you to cross the threshold. The door is open, and every second you linger risks dimming the light of your destiny. Step forward, chosen one, because what lies beyond this door isn't just a blessing, it's the unveiling of your true identity. Imagine a tapestry, vast and intricate, woven with threads of every moment you've lived. The dark strands of pain, the vibrant hues of hope, the frayed edges of doubt, they all converge in this moment, forming a masterpiece only God could design. Your life isn't a series of random events, it's a divine narrative, crafted to reveal His glory through you. Jeremiah 29:11 echoes this truth. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Those plans aren't abstract. They're unfolding now in this sacred hour. The financial strain that's weighed you down, it's a thread God's weaving into provision. The relationships that broke your heart, they're strands He's mending into restoration. The dreams you thought were lost, they're the golden threads of a future brighter than you've dared imagine. This door leads to the fullness of that tapestry, but you must walk through to see it complete. Let's confront the voices that try to pull you back. Maybe it's the whisper of comparison, telling you others are more qualified, more successful, more worthy. Or perhaps it's the echo of past mistakes, convincing you your failures define you. Chosen one, those voices are not your truth. They're the enemy's distortion, designed to keep you from your divine purpose. Look at Peter, who denied Jesus 3 times, yet stood at Pentecost, bold and anointed, preaching to thousands. Acts 2:14-41. His past didn't disqualify him, it authenticated his redemption. Your mistakes don't cancel your calling, they amplify God's grace. The world may see your scars as flaws, but heaven sees them as evidence of a warrior who's fought and won. Step through this door, and those scars become your testimony, a beacon for others stumbling in the dark. Now picture a seed, buried deep in the earth, surrounded by darkness, pressed by the weight of soil. To the untrained eye it's nothing, just a speck in the dirt, but within that seed lies the potential for a mighty oak, its roots deep, its branches reaching for the sky. You are that seed, chosen one. Every trial, every moment of pressure was the soil God used to nurture your growth. John 12:24 reveals the secret. Unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed, but if it dies, it produces many seeds. Your struggles were your dying, your breaking open, so that your life could multiply into a harvest of impact. This door leads to that harvest, a life of influence, purpose, and legacy. But the seed must break through the soil. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, reconnecting with someone, starting your project, are your breakthrough, the moment you push toward the light. Let's talk about the spiritual awakening stirring within you. This isn't just a feeling. It's a shift in the heavens. The atmosphere around you is charged, like the air before a storm. Angels are positioned, their swords drawn, ready to clear the path God's ordained. Hebrews 12:1 speaks of a great cloud of witnesses cheering you on. They're not just watching, they're investing in your victory, because your breakthrough isn't yours alone. It's a ripple that will touch lives you'll never meet, a spark that will ignite fires of faith in hearts you'll never know. That business you're called to start, it's not just income. It's jobs for families, hope for communities. That ministry you've hesitated to launch, it's not just a dream, it's salvation for souls. That forgiveness you're withholding, it's not just healing, it's freedom for generation. Your reward is a chain reaction, and it starts with your yes. If this message is setting your spirit ablaze, if you feel heaven's reward pulsing through your veins, type, "My test is over, I'm claiming my reward," in the comments below. Your words are a declaration, a signal to heaven that you're ready to step into your destiny. Share this video with someone who's been wrestling in their own secret test, because your faith could be their turning point. And if this truth is moving you, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us carry this message to more chosen ones standing at their divine crossroads. Your generosity is a seed sown into eternal harvest. Let's address the temptation to overthink this moment. Maybe you're analyzing, wondering if you're truly ready, if this is really your door. Chosen one, overthinking is the enemy's trap, a net to tangle your feet. Proverbs 3:5-6 commands, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding, and he will make your paths straight." Your understanding is limited, but God's vision is infinite. He doesn't need you to have all the answers. He needs your trust. Remember Gideon hiding in a winepress, doubting his calling, Judges 6:11-15. God didn't wait for him to feel ready. He called him a mighty warrior and sent him to battle. Your readiness lies in your obedience. Those 3 steps, your goal, your reconnection, your project, are your obedience, your trust in action. Don't overthink, just move. Imagine a bridge spanning a chasm between where you are and where God's calling you. It's sturdy, built by divine hands, but it sways in the wind, testing your courage. Each step you take, writing that goal, making that call, starting that project, strengthens the bridge, bringing you closer to your reward. The chasm below is your past, your fears, your doubts. But the other side, it's your personal transformation, your divine purpose, your God's plan fulfilled. Philippians 3:13-14 urges, "Forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize." Your prize is on the other side, but you must cross. Don't look down, look ahead. Your steps are your faith journey, and each one brings you closer to glory. Let me share a story about Sarah, a teacher from Colorado. At 38, she felt trapped in a cycle of burnout, her passion for education fading. She dreamed of writing a book to inspire young minds, but dismissed it as impractical. One night, a message like this stirred her. She took action. She wrote her book's first chapter, contacted a mentor for guidance, and started a blog to share her ideas. Within a year, her blog gained thousands of followers, and her book was published, impacting classrooms nationwide. Sarah's story isn't unique. It's what happens when you act on God's nudge. Your 3 steps are your nudge, chosen one. They're not just tasks, they're keys to unlock your legacy. Now, feel the ground beneath you trembling, not with fear, but with anticipation. The spiritual realm is alive, responding to your awakening. Revelation 5:8 paints a vivid picture. The 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, each holding a harp and golden bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of God's people. Your prayers, even the ones you thought were forgotten, are rising like incense, filling heaven's throne room. They're not lost. They're stored, ready to pour out as blessings. That financial need? It's in the bowl. That broken relationship? It's in the bowl. That dream you've carried? It's in the bowl. Tonight, those prayers are being released, but you must align with them. Your 3 steps are your alignment, your agreement with heaven's plan. Let's talk about courage, the kind that doesn't wait for fear to vanish but acts in its presence. Joshua 1:9 commands, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Joshua faced giants, walled cities, and impossible odds, yet he moved because God was with him. Your giants, debt, rejection, uncertainty, are no match for the God who goes before you. Your courage isn't in your strength, it's in His presence. Writing that goal is courage. Reconnecting with someone is courage. Starting that project is courage. Each step is a declaration that you trust God more than you fear failure. Step boldly, chosen one, because your reward is waiting. Imagine a flame, small but fierce, burning in your chest. That's not just emotion. It's the Holy Spirit kindling the fire of your calling. Acts 2:3 describes Pentecost. They saw what seemed to be tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. That fire empowered ordinary people to change the world. Your flame is no less powerful. It's the spark of your destiny, the heat of your purpose. The enemy wants to douse it with doubt. But your 3 steps, your goal, your reconnection, your project, are fuel for the flame. Fan it with action and watch it blaze into a fire that no darkness can extinguish. Your reward isn't just a moment, it's a movement, and it starts with you. This door isn't just a passage. It's the gateway to a life where every storm you've weathered becomes a story of triumph, a beacon for those still tossed by their own seas. Your secret test wasn't meant to sink you. It was designed to shape you into a lighthouse, unyielding and radiant, guiding others to safety. Imagine standing on that shore, the ocean's roar now a gentle hum, as a golden key materializes in your hand. It's warm, pulsing with divine energy, inscribed with your name in a script only heaven could write. This key isn't new. It's been forged in the fires of your trials, tempered by every moment you chose hope over despair, faith over fear. John 16:33 echoes Jesus' promise. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Your troubles were the anvil, your faith the hammer, crafting this key to unlock the door before you. That financial burden that seemed insurmountable, it shaped the key's edge. That relationship that left you wounded, it honed its strength. That dream you feared was lost, it polished its shine. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, reconnecting with someone, starting your project. Are you turning this key, aligning your actions with heaven's promise? Step forward, chosen one, because this key fits only one lock, and it's yours to open tonight. Let's confront the shadow that lingers at this threshold, the illusion of unworthiness. Maybe you're hearing a voice whisper, "Who am I to claim such a reward? I've failed too often, strayed too far." That voice isn't truth. It's a thief, sent to steal your divine purpose. Look at Rahab, a woman labeled unworthy by her past. Yet she hid the spies and secured a place in the lineage of Christ. Joshua 2:1-21. Her past didn't define her, her faith did. Your past, with all its stumbles, isn't a barrier, it's a bridge to your breakthrough. God doesn't see you through the lens of your failures. He sees you through the blood of Jesus, pure and chosen. 1 Peter 2:9 declares, "You are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession." Your worth isn't earned, it's bestowed. Step through this door and claim the identity heaven has always known. Now, envision a celestial council, angels gathered around a throne of light, their voices rising in anticipation. They're not discussing the stars or the seas. They're speaking your name. Revelation 3:5 promises, "The one who is victorious I will never blot out of the book of life, but will acknowledge before my Father and his angels." Your victories, even the small ones. Choosing to pray when you wanted to quit, forgiving when it hurt, believing when doubt was easier, are recorded in that book. Every tear you've shed is a jewel in heaven's treasury, every prayer a note in its symphony. This door leads to the moment where those records are unveiled, where your faithfulness is crowned with reward. But the council waits for your response. Your 3 steps, your goal, your reconnection, your project are your answer, a declaration that you're ready for what's written in that book. If this message is igniting your spirit, if you feel the key turning in your hand, type, "I'm unlocking my reward tonight" in the comments below. Your words are a vow, a signal to heaven that you're claiming what's yours. Share this video with someone who's standing at their own locked door, because your courage could be their key. And if this truth is stirring your soul, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us reach more chosen ones at their divine moment. Your generosity is a ripple, touching lives beyond your sight. Let's talk about the power of now. The enemy loves to sell you the myth of someday. Someday you'll be ready, someday the conditions will be perfect, someday your fears will fade. But Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us there is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Your season is now, not tomorrow, not next year, tonight. Like Esther, who faced a moment where silence meant death, you face a moment where delay means destiny deferred. Esther 4:14 challenged her, "And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" You're in your royal position, chosen one, not by chance, but by divine design. Your 3 steps are your yes to this time, your claim on this season. Don't let someday steal what God's offering now. Imagine a river of light, flowing from heaven's throne, carrying blessings too vast to contain. This river isn't distant, it's at your feet, inviting you to step in. Ezekiel 47:5 describes a river so deep that I could not cross it, for the water had risen and was deep enough to swim in. Your reward is that river, provision, healing, purpose, all flowing freely. But you must step in. Your financial struggle is swallowed by this river's abundance. Your broken relationships, they're mended in its current. Your dormant dreams, they're revived in its depths. Your 3 steps, writing that goal, reconnecting with someone, starting that project, are your wade into the river, your surrender to its flow. Don't stand on the bank, chosen one. Dive in, and let heaven's current carry you to your destiny. Let me share a story about Daniel, a mechanic from Texas. At 50, he felt his life had stalled. His small garage barely breaking even, his family drifting apart. He'd prayed for change, but saw no answer. One evening, a message like this stirred him. He acted. He wrote a plan to expand his business, called his son to rebuild their bond, and started a free car repair service for single parents. Within a year, his garage thrived, his family grew closer, and his service became a community lifeline. Daniel didn't wait for a sign. He created one with faith. Your steps can do the same, chosen one. They're not just actions. They're anchors for heaven's blessings. Now feel the air around you shift, charged with divine possibility. This isn't your imagination. It's the spiritual realm responding to your awakening. Matthew 18:18 promises, "Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." Your faith is binding doubt, loosing blessing. Your 3 steps are loosing the river, binding the enemy's lies. That addiction you're fighting, it's bound. That lack you've endured, it's loosed into abundance. That fear holding you back, it's bound, replaced by courage. This door isn't just an exit from your test, it's an entrance to authority, where your words, backed by faith, shape reality. Step through and wield the power God's given you. Let's address the legacy you're building. This door doesn't just lead to your reward, it leads to a heritage that will outlive you. Think of Ruth, a widow with nothing, yet her loyalty to Naomi led her to Boaz and a place in Jesus' lineage. Ruth 1:4. Her small choices, staying, gleaning, trusting, built a legacy that changed history. Your choices, writing that goal, reconnecting, starting that project, are seeds for a legacy. That business you're called to. It's jobs for others, hope for communities. That forgiveness you're offering? It's freedom for your children's children. That project you're starting? It's a testimony that will inspire generations. Your reward isn't just for you. It's for the world God's called you to touch. Imagine a clock, its hands glowing with celestial light, ticking toward midnight. This isn't a human clock, it's heaven's, marking the end of your test and the dawn of your reward. Habakkuk 2:3 assures, "The vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come." Your vision isn't delayed, it's here, aligned with this divine hour. The enemy wants you to doubt the clock, to believe your time has passed. But God's timing is perfect, and your 3 steps are your synchronization with it. Write that goal, reconnect with someone, start that project. Each step is a tick of the clock, bringing you closer to midnight's miracle. Chosen one. As that celestial clock ticks closer to midnight, its glowing hands marking the appointed time for your breakthrough, feel the weight of this moment pressing on your spirit. Habakkuk's promise isn't a distant hope. It's a divine guarantee, pulsing with urgency, declaring that your vision is ripening now. This isn't a rehearsal, it's the main event, the hour when heaven's reward, forged through your secret test, is ready to be claimed. Picture the stars above aligning, each one a testament to God's meticulous plan, their light converging on this door before you, its golden surface shimmering with your name. Psalm 37:4 whispers, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Those desires, the dreams you've carried, the prayers you've whispered, are not forgotten. They're waiting on the other side, but the clock demands your response. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, reconnecting with someone, starting your project, are your stride toward midnight, your alignment with God's perfect timing. Step boldly, chosen one, because this hour won't come again. Let's talk about the unseen battles you've fought. Every moment you felt alone, every time the weight of life seemed too heavy, you were wrestling principalities in the spiritual realm. Ephesians 6:12 reveals, "Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world." Those sleepless nights, those tears shed in secret, were not in vain. They were victories in a war you couldn't see. The enemy targeted you because your destiny threatens his kingdom. That financial strain, it was an attack on your provision. That broken relationship, a strike against your unity. That dream deferred, a scheme to dim your light. But you stood, chosen one, and every stand was a blow to darkness. This door leads to the spoils of that war: abundance, restoration, purpose. Your 3 steps are your march to claim them, your refusal to let the enemy's schemes prevail. Imagine a vast library, its shelves stretching into eternity, filled with books of lives written by God's hand. Your book is there, its pages glowing, each chapter detailing your journey, the pain, the hope, the faith that carried you here. Hebrews 12:2 calls Jesus the pioneer and perfecter of faith, the author of your story. The chapters of your secret test, though marked by struggle, were penned with purpose, leading to this pivotal page where you stand before the door. The next chapter isn't written yet. It waits for your choice. Will it tell of hesitation, or will it sing of courage? Your 3 steps: writing that goal, reconnecting with someone, starting that project, are the ink, the words that will fill this page with triumph. Don't leave it blank, chosen one. Write a chapter that echoes in heaven's halls, a story of a warrior who sees their divine moment. Let's address the temptation to shrink back. Maybe you're thinking, what if I'm not strong enough? What if this door leads to more pain? That fear is a shadow, cast by the enemy to keep you from your light. Consider Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem's walls amidst threats and mockery. Nehemiah 4:1-14. He didn't let fear stop him. He prayed, planned, and pressed on. Your strength doesn't come from your own might. It comes from the God who called you. Isaiah 41:10 assures, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you." Your 3 steps are your Nehemiah moment, your act of building despite the threats. Write that goal with confidence. Reconnect with someone with trust. Start that project with boldness. God's strength is your foundation, and this door is your victory. If this message is setting your soul ablaze, if you feel the pages of your story turning, type, "I'm writing my victory tonight," in the comments below. Your declaration is a vow, a signal to heaven that you're ready to fill this chapter with faith. Share this video with someone whose story needs a new page, because your courage could inspire their pen. And if this truth is stirring you, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us reach more chosen ones standing at their own divine threshold. Your generosity is a word written in someone else's book, a spark for their breakthrough. Let's talk about the harvest waiting beyond this door. Your secret test wasn't just about survival, it was about sowing. Every prayer, every act of faith, every moment you chose to believe despite the odds was a seed planted in eternal soil. Galatians 6:9 encourages, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest, if we do not give up." Your proper time is now, chosen one. The financial breakthrough you've sought, it's a field ready to yield. The relationships you've longed to heal, their vines heavy with fruit. The purpose you've chased, it's a crop bursting with life. Your 3 steps are your sickle, your act of reaping what God's grown. Don't let the harvest rot in the field. Step through this door and gather what's yours. Imagine a crown forged not of gold but of glory. Its jewels every trial you've overcome, its weight the honor of your calling. Revelation 3:11 urges, "Hold on to what you have so that no one will take your crown." This crown isn't a symbol of pride, it's a mark of your victory, a testament to your endurance. The enemy wants to steal it, whispering that you're unworthy, that your test was for nothing. But every moment you refused to quit, every time you prayed through despair, added a jewel to that crown. This door leads to the moment you wear it, not in arrogance, but in awe of God's faithfulness. Your 3 steps: writing that goal, reconnecting with someone, starting that project, are your claim to that crown, your refusal to let it slip away. Wear it, chosen one, because heaven crafted it just for you. Let me share a story about Clara, a nurse from Florida. At 42, she felt her life had plateaued. Her job draining, her dream of opening a community health clinic fading. One night, a message like this stirred her. She acted. She wrote a proposal for her clinic, reconnected with a former colleague for support, and started a fundraiser to launch it. Within a year, her clinic opened, serving hundreds of uninsured families, and her story inspired others to pursue their dreams. Clara's harvest came because she sowed in faith. Your 3 steps are your seeds, chosen one. They're not just actions. They're the beginning of a harvest that will feed nations. Now feel the ground beneath you steady, as if the earth itself is aligning with heaven's will. This isn't coincidence. It's the spiritual realm shifting, making way for your breakthrough. Matthew 16:19 declares, "I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven." Your faith is that key, binding lack, loosing abundance, binding division, loosing unity. Your 3 steps are your act of binding and loosing, your authority in action. That debt you're carrying, bind it. That dream you've doubted, loose it. That fear you've battled, bind it, and loose courage. This door isn't just a passage, it's a portal to power, where your faith shapes eternity. Step through and wield what God's entrusted to you. Let's talk about the community you're called to build. This door doesn't lead to a solitary victory. It leads to a table, long and abundant, where others are waiting to feast with you. Luke 14:23 tells of a master who said, "Go out to the roads and country lanes and compel them to come in, so that my house will be full." Your breakthrough is an invitation, chosen one, not just for you, but for those God's called you to bring along. That goal you're writing, it's a seat at the table for others. That reconnection you're making, it's an open door for healing. That project you're starting, it's a feast for the hungry. Your 3 steps are your outreach, your act of compelling others to come. Don't walk alone. Bring the weary, the broken, the lost. This door leads to a community transformed by your faith. Imagine a melody, soft at first, rising from your spirit, its notes weaving through the heavens. This isn't just music, it's your worship. A song of gratitude for the test you've passed, the reward you're claiming. Psalm 104 urges, "Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise." Your 3 steps are your entrance, your song of praise in action. Writing that goal is a note of trust. Reconnecting with someone is a chord of love. Starting that project is a chorus of courage. This door is the gate, and your worship unlocks it, filling heaven's courts with the sound of your victory. Sing, chosen one, because your melody is changing the atmosphere, calling down the reward God's promised. Chosen one, as your melody of worship rises, its notes piercing the heavens like arrows of light, the gates of God's courts swing wide. This isn't just a song, it's a spiritual declaration, a symphony of faith that drowns out the enemy's lies and ushers you through the radiant door before you. Psalm 104 isn't a suggestion, it's a divine invitation, calling you to enter with thanksgiving for the trials you've overcome and praise for the reward now within reach. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, reconnecting with someone, starting your project, are the rhythm of that melody, each action a note that harmonizes with heaven's plan. Picture the door, its golden surface pulsing in time with your worship, as if it's alive, responding to the sound of your obedience. This is your spiritual awakening, the moment your voice becomes a key, unlocking the fullness of God's promise. Step through, chosen one, because your song is rewriting the stars, aligning eternity with this sacred hour. Let's talk about the authority you carry. The enemy has spent years convincing you your voice is small, your influence insignificant, your destiny ordinary. But that's a lie, crafted to keep you from the truth. You are a co-heir with Christ, vested with power to shift atmospheres. Romans 8:17 declares, "If we are children, then we are heirs, heirs of God and co-heirs with Christ." This door doesn't lead to a timid existence. It leads to a throne room, where you're called to rule and reign with Him. That financial struggle you've endured, it's not your identity. It's a territory you're reclaiming. That fractured relationship, it's not your defeat. It's a domain you're restoring. That dream you've doubted, it's not a fantasy. It's a dominion you're stepping into. Your 3 steps are your scepter, your act of wielding authority. Write that goal with boldness. Reconnect with someone with grace. Start that project with conviction. You're not begging for a breakthrough, you're commanding it in Jesus' name. Imagine a tapestry of light, woven from countless threads, each one a moment of your life. Every prayer, every tear, every choice to stand when you wanted to fall. This tapestry isn't hidden in some celestial vault. It's draped across the heavens, visible to angels and demons alike. Revelation 19:8 describes the bride of Christ adorned in fine linen, bright and clean, representing the righteous acts of God's people. Your righteous acts, your faith, your perseverance, your 3 steps are threads in that tapestry, glowing with divine purpose. This door leads to the moment your tapestry is unveiled, not as a relic of your past, but as a banner of your future. The world may have seen your struggles as weakness, but heaven sees them as glory. Step through, chosen one, and let your life become a masterpiece that inspires nations. Let's address the chain of procrastination that's tried to bind you. Maybe you've told yourself, "I'll act when I'm more prepared, when the risks are lower, when I feel certain." Procrastination isn't caution, it's a subtle rebellion against God's timing. Look at Jonah, who fled from his calling to Nineveh. Jonah 1:1-3. His delay led to a storm and a whale's belly, but his eventual obedience saved a city. Your delay won't stop God's plan, but it could cost you the fullness of your reward. Proverbs 27:1 warns, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring." Your 3 steps. Writing that goal, reconnecting with someone, starting that project, are your Nineveh moment, your choice to obey now, not later. Don't let procrastination steal your destiny. Act today and watch heaven move. If this message is stirring your soul, if you feel the tapestry of your life glowing brighter, type, "I'm claiming my authority tonight," in the comments below. Your declaration is a battle cry, a signal to heaven that you're ready to reign. Share this video with someone who's been delaying their own calling, because your obedience could spark theirs. And if this truth is igniting you, consider supporting through Super Thanks to help us reach more chosen ones standing at their divine threshold. Your generosity is a thread in the tapestry of God's kingdom, weaving hope into countless lives. Let's talk about the vision God's planted in you. That dream you've carried, whether it's a business, a ministry, or a healed relationship, isn't a whim. It's a divine blueprint, a glimpse of the future God's prepared. Habakkuk 2:2 commands, "Write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets, so that a herald may run with it." Your goal, written down, is that revelation made plain. A vision ready to run. Your reconnection with someone is the herald, carrying healing to others. Your project is the race, bringing that vision to life. This door leads to the moment your vision becomes reality. But visions don't manifest in dreams, they manifest in action. The enemy wants you to keep your vision vague, locked in your mind. But God wants it tangible, alive, transforming the world. Your 3 steps are your vision taking form, your blueprint becoming a building. Imagine a battlefield, not of swords and shields, but of faith and obedience, where every step you take pushes back the darkness. 2 Corinthians 10:4 reveals, "The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds." Your weapons, your faith, your 3 steps, are tearing down strongholds of lack, division, and doubt. That financial burden, it's a stronghold crumbling. That broken relationship, it's a fortress falling. That fear holding you back, it's a wall shattered. This door leads to the victory of that battle, where you stand not as a victim, but as a victor. Your hands raised, your heart full. Write that goal, reconnect with someone, start that project. Each step is a strike against the enemy, a claim on your divine territory. Let me share a story about Elena, a baker from Oregon. At 35, she felt trapped in a dead-end job, her dream of opening a bakery fading. She'd prayed for years, but fear kept her still. One night, a message like this stirred her. She acted, she wrote a business plan for her bakery, called a friend for encouragement, and started selling her cakes online. Within 6 months, her orders surged, and she opened a small shop that became a community favorite. Elena's story shows what happens when you wield your weapons. Your 3 steps are your arsenal, chosen one. They're not just tasks. They're tools to demolish what's held you back. Now, feel the air around you crackle, as if lightning is about to strike. This isn't imagination. It's the spiritual realm responding to your rising faith. Matthew 21:22 promises, "If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer." Your prayers, even the ones you thought went unheard, are sparking this moment, igniting the reward God's prepared. Your 3 steps are your belief in action. Your prayers taking form. That debt you've carried, it's a prayer answered. That dream you've nurtured, it's a promise fulfilled. This door isn't just an exit from your test. It's an entrance to answered prayer, where your faith becomes sight. Step through and see what God's been holding for you. Let's talk about the restoration waiting beyond this door. Your secret test stripped away much time, relationships, dreams. But God is a restorer. Joel 2:25 proclaims, "I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, the years you've lost to struggle, the opportunities stolen by betrayal, the hopes devoured by doubt. They're not gone. They're being repaid, multiplied, overflowing. That financial loss, it's restored as abundance. That broken bond, it's rebuilt stronger. That dream you buried, it's resurrected with power." Your 3 steps are your claim on that restoration, your act of receiving what God's returning. Don't let the locusts lie that your losses are final, keep you from this door. Step through and gather the harvest God's prepared. Imagine a scroll, ancient and radiant, unrolling in heaven's courts, its words glowing with your destiny. Revelation 5:1 describes a scroll with writing on both sides and sealed with 7 seals. Your scroll isn't sealed, it's open, inviting you to read and live its words. Your 3 steps: writing your goal, reconnecting with someone, starting that project, are your reading of that scroll, your acceptance of its call. The enemy wants you to ignore it, to believe your story's already written. But God says it's yours to live, a narrative of triumph, restoration, and glory. This door leads to the scroll's fulfillment, where your life becomes a living word, spoken by God Himself. Step through, chosen one, and let your scroll be read. Chosen one, As that radiant scroll unfurls in heaven's courts, its glowing words spelling out your destiny, feel the weight of eternity resting on this moment. Revelation 5:1 isn't just a vision, it's your reality, a divine manuscript penned by God, inviting you to live its truth. Every trial you've faced, every whisper of hope you've clung to, has been a line in this scroll, leading to this door where your story takes flight. The enemy wants you to see it as fiction, a tale too grand for someone like you. But Psalm 139:16 proclaims, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." Your days, your dreams, your purpose. They're not accidents, they're divine decrees, your 3 steps. Writing your goal, reconnecting with someone, starting your project, are your acceptance of this scroll, your commitment to live its narrative. Step through this door, chosen one, because your story isn't over. It's just beginning to soar. Let's talk about the mantle you're called to wear. This isn't a garment of fabric, but of divine authority, tailored by God to fit your unique calling. Elijah passed his mantle to Elisha, who performed twice as many miracles, 2 Kings 2:9-14. Your mantle isn't borrowed. It's yours, crafted through your secret test, woven from every moment you chose faith over fear. That financial struggle, it's a thread of resilience in your mantle. That heartbreak, it's a strand of compassion. That dream you've held, it's the fabric of vision. This door leads to the moment you don it, not as a burden, but as a badge of honor. Your 3 steps are your act of putting it on. Writing that goal with purpose, reconnecting with someone with love, starting that project with boldness. The world needs you to wear this mantle, chosen one, because it carries the power to change lives. Imagine a garden, lush and vibrant, its soil rich with promise, its flowers blooming in colors no eye has seen. This garden isn't a dream, it's your destiny, planted by God, tended through your trials, ready to burst forth. John 15:8 declares, "This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples." Your fruit, your impact, your legacy is ripening now. The financial burdens you've carried, they've enriched the soil. The relationships you've lost, they've pruned the vines. The dreams you've doubted, they're the seeds now sprouting. This door leads to that garden where your 3 steps, writing your goal, reconnecting with someone, starting your project, are your harvest, your act of gathering the fruit God's grown. Don't let it wither, chosen one. Step through and reap the abundance waiting for you. Let's address the whisper of isolation that's tried to hold you back. Maybe you've felt alone, as if no one understands your journey, as if your struggles are yours to bear in silence. That's a lie the enemy uses to dim your light. You're not alone. God is with you, and a community of chosen ones is rising alongside you. Hebrews 10:24-25 urges, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together." This door leads to connection, not just with God, but with others who share your calling. Your 3 steps are your bridge to that community. Writing your goal invites others to dream. Reconnecting with someone builds bonds. Starting your project inspires action. You're not a solitary spark. You're part of a wildfire, chosen one, and this door ignites it. Let's talk about the courage required to step through this door. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the choice to act despite it. Joshua faced a Jordan River at flood stage, yet God commanded, as soon as the priests who carry the ark of the Lord set foot in the Jordan, its waters will be cut off. Joshua 3:13. The waters didn't part until they stepped in. Your 3 steps, writing your goal, reconnecting with someone, starting your project, are your step into the Jordan, your act of courage that parts the waters of impossibility. That financial barrier, it's parting. That relational divide, it's drying up. That dream you feared to pursue, it's becoming a path. Courage is your key, chosen one, and this door opens to a land flowing with milk and honey. Imagine a beacon, its light cutting through the darkest storm, guiding ships to safety. That's you, chosen one. Your life, your faith, your obedience are a signal to others lost in their own tempests. Isaiah 61 proclaims, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Your secret test was the storm, shaping your light to shine brighter. This door leads to the moment you become that beacon, not for your glory, but for God's. Your 3 steps are: your light's rays, writing your goal illuminates dreams, reconnecting with someone guides hearts, starting your project signals hope. The world is watching, chosen one. Step through and let your light blaze. Let me share a story about Marcus, a teacher from Chicago. At 40, he felt his passion for education fading, his dream of mentoring at-risk youth buried under paperwork. One night, a message like this stirred him. He acted. He wrote a plan for a mentorship program, reconnected with a colleague for support, and started tutoring teens after school. Within a year, his program grew, impacting dozens of lives, and his school funded its expansion. Marcus's light shone because he acted in faith. Your 3 steps are your own beacon, chosen one. They're not just actions, they're signals to a world in need. Now, feel the ground beneath you pulse, as if the earth is aligning with heaven's rhythm. This isn't imagination, it's the spiritual realm responding to your rising faith. Matthew 17:20 promises, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move." Your faith, even if it feels small, is moving mountains. That debt, it's shifting. That broken bond, it's lifting. That dream, it's rising. Your 3 steps are your mustard seed, your faith in action. This door isn't just a passage, it's a portal to miracles, where your faith reshapes reality. Step through and watch mountains fall. If your heart is soaring, if you feel your light cutting through the storm, type, "I'm reaping my reward tonight," in the comments again. Your words are a decree, shaking the heavens and earth. Share this with someone who needs to shine their light, because your faith could be their spark. And if you're moved, consider a ray of light guiding others to their destiny. Let's talk about the promise of overflow. Your secret test wasn't about scarcity, it was